Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. So the bombshell of the weekend, Aaron Rodgers. He's got Jordan Love in the quarterback room with him in Green Bay. And this was me, Torrey Smith, Rob Ninkovich reacting to that news. I think we all are worried that it could get a little interesting up there. Um, and also, we had Ian Rappaport and Phil Simms weigh in on this subject and more later in the week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Jordan Love.
You think it's him?
It is.
Wow. That he's going to become Aaron Rodgers. He's going to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and become Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers ain't happy right now. He's pissed.
At all. He is pissed off.
He's not doing that little halfway smile right now. He's just like.
How icy is the first meeting? Well,
my man was 5'6" in high school.
You need anything, let me know. Turns, walks away.
Oh.
Hey.
You need some good cheese? Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you the cheese.
Oh, you need anything, let me know. Excited you're here.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that, though? Like, have you ever had someone drafted at your position?
Hey, bro, hey, we're two white D-hens, okay? Like, white D-hens, you see what they're doing to Kerrigan right now in Washington?
The shock of the night, without question to me, was Green Bay trading up to get Jordan Love. And here's why I say this. Aaron Rodgers, minimum, has 3 more elite years in his game. He's gone downhill a little bit, but so what? It still keeps him in the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the NFL easily. And I'm being kind when I say that, probably higher in my book when it comes to it because of his ability to throw and still move around and extend plays. Now, look at Green Bay. Everybody kept saying they need another receiver to go with Devontae Parker and, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. Look at their season last year. What was the biggest thing, their biggest nemesis and the biggest hole in their whole football team?
Well, to me, it was their defensive front.
Thank you, Jesus. So there's nothing but really good D tackles in there. They got run over. I counted it, during the year. Minimum 5 times they literally got run over on the defensive side and could not control the game. And some of those games they hung in, they won one of them just because their offense bailed them out. But all you got to do is look at the 2 games that they played against San Francisco. That answers the question.
Yep.
They didn't just get run over. It was, you just don't see games like that in the NFL anymore. And that was the championship game where the last one where they gave up all those run yards.
And you know what they're going to do. Like, there's no secret what San Francisco is going to do. And I remember last year watching them because I watched them in the opener in person. I actually went to my brother's game. And I thought to myself, defense is very improved. And people were all excited because they beat up on Mitch Trubisky and they kept the score down. And the back end is very improved last year.
Yes.
But when they went to Denver, they got the ball run up their ass. And I said, Denver, not exactly the Niners here. This is going to show up down the line. And it did.
How about Philadelphia when they played up in Green Bay?
Yep.
My God, they kept the ball, 49 minutes of the game.
Yep.
4 yards, 5 yards. And we haven't seen that in a long time from the Eagles. And, of course, San Francisco twice during the year. The Minnesota Vikings had great success up and down the field running the football and probably should have beat Green Bay up in Green Bay. But, listen, you got to be able to, hang in there, have somebody occupy blockers so your linebackers and everybody else can have a little freedom, and even your edge rush guys. So I don't know. Jordan Love, I'd liked, but very inconsistent. It's not because he played at Utah State. It's not because of the offense in my eyes. Chris, when I judge players, I judge the player. I don't judge the team, the coach, or any of that. I don't care. And when everything was perfect, he was a very inconsistent thrower. And, he's a solid athlete, but he's not a guy that's going to take off and get you 30 or 40 yards or constantly move. It's really not what he does. He's not real quick when it comes to moving. So I found it very curious to pick a quarterback for the future. I don't know. Maybe Green Bay has plans to play a year or so and maybe try to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. But to me, that was by far the most curious pick.
Do you think, it's hard because everybody's immediately like, well, one, I think Listen, if they know something about Aaron physically, or they have a feeling about the ledge he's about to step off in a year or two, okay, that's your call. And they conceivably know Aaron Rodgers better than we do, but the lying, the saying, we are going to equip you with a wide receiver talent early. And ironically, McCarthy grabs one in the first round. All those years, Aaron probably waited for him to do that when he was in Green Bay. And what do you get in Green Bay? You get a middle finger, essentially. If they did lie to him, he has grounds to be really fucking pissed. And I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to ask out? Will they let him out? Or is it going to be a Brett Favre situation? If they get Aaron, talk him off the ledge, can it actually work for 3 years and then, get Jordan Love plugged in?
Well, listen, I think, just listening to Aaron Rodgers and knowing him, I don't know. I know him as well as you can. I did games up there many times and on the up in Green Bay, so I had many chances to talk to him. I got a great feel for who he is and everything. And I guarantee you, he is mad as hell. And, and he can carry a grudge as good as anybody I've ever seen in the NFL. And he lets it be known. So you're trying to improve your football team. You're close. You were in the NFC Championship game, Chris.
13
you need to add a player or two that maybe that edge to get you over that. Jordan Love is not going to do that. So we wasted our most valuable pick on something way down the line, not for now, where the team is close. Hey, one game away from going to the Super Bowl, and they don't make a pick that's going to help the team right away, which I found wrong.
And as the Packers made the pick, I'm high on Jordan Love. Okay, I'm biting the cheese on some of his top end stuff. The stuff from 2 years ago. I'm believing the hype a little bit. I thought to myself, Aaron's 36. Okay, his play's been declining a bit. From a very high level, and eventually he just doesn't seem like the guy with his injury history, which is less than Carson's. But at 37 and 38, I don't see him playing till 42. I know he's under contract till 2023, but I didn't hate them making that pick. What I hated about it was they leapfrogged, 3-4 teams that didn't seem to be in the running for Jordan Love. I mean, were any of those teams going to take Jordan Love in those spots?
Good question. So the answer is no. No one else was going to take him. But what they thought was that the Colts were going to come up and take him. That was like one of the hot rumors that I was, when you're preparing for the draft, like there's some things you report, like, all right, a guy's medical history that drastically affects his stock. I would report that. Failed drug test, I would report that, stuff like that. But a lot of the rumors, you kind of like, all right, I'll keep in the back of my head. And then if this happens, I'll be kind of ready, right? So I was ready for the Colts to come up for a quarterback, and they didn't even call.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, but then for the Packers, it didn't matter. So they had a deal. I'm trying to think. They traded up with the Dolphins, right? They traded up with the Dolphins. And they also had a deal with the Seahawks right behind them. So if they hadn't done the deal with the Dolphins, they would have done the deal with the Seahawks, which is to say they were coming up for him no matter what.
Right.
They wanted to make sure that they had him, which tells you like they think very highly of him, and they were willing to give up whatever it was to get him. The other thing is, and you kind of hit on it, like sometimes I think I'm crazy. Like my opinions a lot of times do not jive with the public from like literally everything from like when you're younger, the type of people you think are attractive, or like foods or weird shows, or I'm a Mexican,
you're contrarian.
Weird. Yes. And like everyone's going crazy with the Jordan Love pick. And I'm like, obviously, like Aaron's 36, Love's really talented. He doesn't have to play right now. It actually makes a lot of sense. Like, why is everyone bugging about it,
I think why people are bugging is because people are falling for the notion that the Packers were close last year. I know they were relatively close. I never thought the Packers were close last year. I think that defensive front that needs to be shored up is a big problem. I think that the lack of weapons, ironically, for Aaron was a problem. And I don't think they're going to necessarily get that much closer in a year. Now, who's to say he doesn't come out, scorched earth and win the MVP and the Super Bowl this year? I don't know. This could go one of two ways. If you're a sports psychologist type of guy and you're a master motivator, maybe LaFleur and the GM there are, and they're saying, well, I mean, if we do this, we're going to get the most pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and he might hate us forever, but he might take it out on the field. Thanks for watching, guys. I had a lot of fun doing the live stream thing. When we have another one, please join us. We're going to be doing a lot of post-draft analysis here the next few weeks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And, most of the stuff you'll see nowadays with us is audio. So check it out. Greenlight Pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole 9 yards. Check us out.